We welcome you yet again to In Focus. Now, a retired school teacher and his wife, an award-winning author, are hoping to collect at least 20,000 books to open a library in South Africa. VOA's Lisa Vohra has that story for us.
Let's put all your stuff right here toward the front.
Okay. Larry and Eileen Kugler have been volunteers at the A.V. Bukani Primary School in South Africa for the last 2 years.
In English.
Their daughter Sarah joined them the first year.
They don't have any books for the kids to read independently, so everybody was in agreement that that would be something that would be wonderful for us to work on.
Even though there's a commitment for every student there to speak English, there really was no opportunity in this rural area. So that drove home the need to have good quality, engaging English materials for them to read.
The books open a whole new world for the children, an imaginary world that Larry and his daughter Sarah bring to life while reading the books aloud.
I was reading Cookies Week, this big book, and it's sort of like this cat goes into the pots and pans, and the pots and pans fly everywhere, and then goes into the clothes, and the clothes go everywhere. Well, you know, but this everywhere repeats itself, and by the time we were on like page 3, all the kids were going everywhere. I would teach them the song, She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain. And at the end of each verse, you can do something like, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes, hi, babe.
We have a sheet that we've developed with all the different steps that we take, and we
When
check
Larry and Eileen returned home after their second visit, they began collecting books right away.
We've been getting wonderful donations. Most of the people who have responded have been just average people who were very touched by the story. We started making presentations over the past 2 years.
For elementary age students, one of the things that I did when I went to one of the schools, and I brought my laptop and showed them the slideshow that we show around to explain what the whole project's about. They all gather in the courtyard, all 1,000 students.
Our whole way of presenting it is, these are children just like you. They're as smart as you are, they want to learn just like you do, they just don't have what you have. So there's a personal connection.
Could we buy a book that comes with a toy and just send it with the toy?
They realize how fortunate they are for the things that they have, and so they became even more willing to participate.
The Kuglers, with the help of volunteers, are assembling the library right here. They don't just put the books in a box and ship them out. They sort the books by type, add a color-coded label on each one, put in a library card, and then enter the book into a database.
When the books are shipped, they'll go into a 12-meter shipping container to Port Elizabeth in South Africa. This should take about 25 days. Then the container will be retrofitted with windows and doors, and the container itself will become a library.
Our goal is the same as the teachers. This wouldn't be working if the teachers themselves and the principal, who's fantastic, really weren't eager to learn some strategies.
Now I can wear in a ponytail.
The other goal is really to help the teachers improve their instruction in English, because it's not going to happen if we just put books in kids' hands. They need instruction in how English works, skills that they need to read, and then they'll have the opportunity to apply them.
I spilled a lot.
The Kuglers will also be working with teachers on incorporating the books into curriculum and to encourage students to read at home to help increase literacy for the children and their families. I'm Lisa Vohra, VOA News.
I am helpful.
And actually, Lisa Vohra is here with us in the studio. What a heartwarming story, Lisa. And this doing a fantastic job for this South African community, would you say? Now, share with us, what else didn't you include in this story that you learned about this family?
Well, Vincent, one of the stories that really struck me is Eileen used to work with the families of the children on becoming part of the school community. She said that families are traditionally not as involved in South African townships. So she brought the parents in and talked to them about their dreams for their children. And they made this quilt called the Quilt of Dreams, where they could create a picture of these dreams they had. And while they were making this quilt, one of the leaders of the community, a well-respected grandmother, stood up to speak, and she publicly thanked Eileen for taking the time to work with them, because they do have dreams for their children, but no one has ever asked them. So I thought that was just really touching.
Indeed, touching, and the quilt looks beautiful, but then let's ask, what did they do with the quilt?
Well, it's now on display in the front entrance of their school.
Ah, great. Thank you very much, Lisa, for joining us today. We hope to see you again
Thank
someday.
you.
And well, that's it for today. You can watch In Focus on our website at voaafrica.com.
And of course, for more news, please listen to VOA's English service, Africa News Tonight, and Daybreak Africa in the morning. We wish you a safe and wonderful weekend. See you Monday.